Good evening. So today, when last we left off, we had our file explorer sort of working. Right. Today, what I want to do is make it look half decent. We're not going to go all the way, make it look super good, but I want to put some animation and stuff in and fix our colors and UI a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to animate what we want it to look like using Blender. Cool. So actually, we'll do this. We'll steal it from here because I might delete it from the downloads folder. And we're gonna have C users. We're gonna have this. We're gonna go down to and let's actually start here. Put in this. Alright, we're actually gonna do this. I'm not listing all those out. We're gonna do this. We're gonna say all these. Right, yeah. Gonna go scale it down. And we're gonna scale it down again. So we need 3000 Kelvin to RGB. I'm gonna go with this. Yeah. I'm going to copy that. So our users folder is going to have a list of files. And it's going to have a path. Okay. And that should be separate materials. We're going to put this in. We're going to put that in there. So then we're going to copy these. Okay. New one. And what's supposed to do this? We keep the slash image. That, and then we add slash image for a second to line this up. And I might actually keep that. And we'll lift it up a little bit. We'll go build. Yeah. So we're gonna have path for that. We'll line that up. Copy it. Rightio. If we go from the top. The height doesn't matter because it's orthographic. So if we set this to 60 FPS, and we say we don't want to animate that one, we want to animate this one. We'll go. So if it's 60 FPS, we want this to come in from here, and it's going to fade in and it's going to slide in from here every time you move forward, right? And then every time you move back, it's going to jump back out, right? And we want to do animations because it sort of provides context for state changes, right? So if you change from one folder to the other folder, and you see it physically move, it's sort of easier for your brain to wrap its head around. It's easier for you to wrap your head around, right? Easier for your brain to figure out what's happened if you can see it visually change, right? Versus instantly changing. If it instantly changes, you got no idea how big or how significant the state change is, because it's instant no matter what. And if you can actually see it move, right? Bigger state changes will mean longer animations and bigger animations. So it sort of lets your brain know what's going on, basically. We want this to slide out. So if we start here, we'll start at 60, and we'll let it last. We'll start with like a quarter of a second, so 15 frames. Okay, so by 15 frames, it's going to be over here. At 60, we'll say it's going to be we'll go 0.15 meters in front, which is here. We'll go here. Now in terms of our easing, you want to feel good, right? And so the way it feels good is you mimic what happens in the real world. In the real world, objects have mass, right? And that means they have like inertia, which means they take a bit of time to build up, right? Or less heavy objects do, so you end up with we're gonna go new. We're gonna go white. That's fine. Now I'm gonna plug this in. Rightio. So the most basic, obviously, if we go to the graph editor. Okay, the most basic. We select these and we go frame them. The most basic is going to be just your linear, right? But that looks like rubbish, right? Because in the real world, things don't move like that. In the real world, things have inertia, which means they sort of start off slow, okay? And then they sort of gradually speed up, right? And at the same time, because I've got momentum now, they sort of gradually slow down, right? So it looks something like that, right? If you graph it, if we have like time, and we have like position, the time starting, right? And it sort of starts until it changes much, and then it changes a lot, and then it slows back down, right? Right? So we can go like Bezier curve, right? And with a Bezier curve, you can change the handles. Okay. And already that feels a bit more natural, right? But we're not going to do Bezier curves. Right, so that's sort of heavy objects. And then light objects don't take much to get moving, but they still sort of ease out, right? So you end up with, it goes fast, okay? And then it slows down. It slows down again, right? And so you end up with position changes rapidly, then it slows down, right? Like that. So it eases out. So the most natural feeling one to me is exponential. So you can imagine what happens is if you've got some start position and you got some target position, what exponential means is that the rate of change is proportional to the distance to the target, right? So it's some multiplier of the distance to the target, right? If you say this is the distance to the target, we're going to move that distance times, maybe you multiply 0.5, right? But it's proportional, so it's a constant times the distance to the target, right? And that's what makes it exponential. So you start off, you say, well, okay, we're here, right? We're going to jump half the distance to the target, and then we're going to jump half the distance to the target again. Then we're going to jump half the distance to the target again, half the distance to the target again, and you end up with this ease out curve, right? So that is your exponential. You go ease out. And if we slow it down a little bit, if we move it another 15 frames, you can see it sort of eases out like that. Right? Now we could go in and out, right? And we end up with our sort of heavy feeling one. But we don't want it to be heavy, we want it to feel light. Okay? Especially when you're doing like user input, right? When you're like hitting a key down, right? You also want it to feel like instant and light. Okay, so if we do that, if you hit the key and the thing starts moving immediately, it makes it feel sort of light, right? But you still get that natural feeling easing out, as if it has like momentum and it comes to a stop. 30 frames is a bit long though. That's half a second. So we're gonna go 15 frames. Okay. We change this to the shader editor. At the same time as we animate that, we're going to animate. We can do strength or we can do the alpha, right? We want to fade it in and out at the same time. So it's going to start off. We're actually going to do alpha. Because if we do strength, then you might get like one appearing in front of the other and stuff. You don't really want that. So we'll literally just do the transparency of it. We're going to start it, we're going to keyframe it off. We're going to jump to 75. We'll go full. And again, we get that curve. We're going to go exponential out. If we go render, now it doesn't fade super like naturally, because obviously we're using our exponential curve. We go linear. Maybe you want to go linear for that. I have to render it out because you get this sort of weird alpha because we're using dithered alpha, not blended. We could try blended. Blended doesn't work with motion blur, but we're not going to add motion blur just yet. If we look at it, linear is not too bad actually. But neither is exponential actually when you look at it like that. It's a bit instant though, isn't it? We'll stick with linear for now. We'll go to like 120. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We moved it by 15 centimeters. So we'll say at 135. It's going to be at this position. At 120, it's going to be at that position. Plus 15 centimeters. Bang, projects is done. Go to editor, we'll go like 160, we'll go 75, we'll be here, and that'll be 160, we're gonna have this, plus 0.15, we're gonna have alpha of 0. This can be exponential. And we'll do the alpha later. And we'll go to 200. Rightio. So that's got to be exponential. Did we actually do the alphas? Oh, just like that. Just like that. Okay, so these are going to be linear. We should say yeah. We'll switch them to blended. And we'll get another path in here. Res. And we did the wrong one. So this is actually build. Res. We'll do res. Cool. These can live at different heights, and we'll go you, we'll move a bit more. Okay, so you go editor, build. We'll jump back to here, we'll go to res, we'll go to Reggiani. So now, extend this to like 1,000. We're going to build. We're going to take these, duplicate and move them down here, and we'll scale them on the x-axis by -1 so they flip. We're going to go exponential out, so then it should move back out. Cool. Gonna go Reggiani. Oh, and your x-axis is actually animated, so let's get rid of that. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that. Res should be fine, except it's gonna be down here somewhere. Cool. Then we'll go back here. We'll add Reggiani to the end of res. Show me. Yep. And I guess we can line it up there, that's fine. Then we'll do minus 15 centimeters. Pretty bang on. Cool, we'll go keyframe, go 15 forwards, which will be 278. We'll go here, we'll move you to match. But yeah, we can delete Johnny from that. Radio. So if we go forwards, we go editor, build, come out of build. Okay. Then we go into res. And then we go into our Rajani folder. Then we're going to go come out of that. So we'll flip them. Bang. That's got to be exponential. Then we'll come out of this. Yep. Come out of this. And then we'll come out of this. Bang. We will go this, and then we're left back in each. Right here. There's some weird easing stuff going on there. So this should all be exponential out, this should all be linear. Linear looks kind of weird when it goes back. Which I guess is what you get when you don't have it symmetrical, right? Because the linear is obviously the same the whole way through, but this isn't going to be symmetrical on the side, so it might look good going one way, but it doesn't look good going the other way. So we might just make them exponential. Cool. We're also going to name all the materials, so we'll go right here. So now they're sort of animated, they fade in and they slide in using our exponential easing, which feels smooth. And we sort of want to do the same thing with our list of files. So we'll have we'll animate this one and then we'll duplicate it, or we'll just copy and paste it, not duplicate it, and then we can update the names. So we'll go we might do this actually, so we have an in and an out. In projects. Keep that around. We're going to do it this way because the editor files actually has a go in and out, whereas the files in this directory only have a go. No, I'm actually wrong there. They do go in and out. Anyway. So yeah, they definitely do go in and out. So I guess that needs to come in line with this. And then the end, it's going to be where it is now. At the start, it's going to be where it is plus 0.15. We're going to do our exponential easing. Bang. Right. And then I guess we copy that. Let me line it up. Did we just line that up? 160. We're like 2 frames off. We're actually half a frame. 1.5 frames off, but anyway. Right, that's gonna be on 160. Yep. Rightio. No, I was right. Mitchell have a, because you got in, and then out, and then you've got in the other way, and then out the other way. There's actually 4 that you need. Rightio. So we'll go. Alpha's going to be 0. Alpha's going to be 1. Alpha's going to be 1. Alpha's going to be 0. Rightio. Now, I've actually named this wrong. This should be files, projects, because it's for this directory here. Rightio. We're going to take this, we're going to move it down here, we're going to find where this slides back. 465, we're going to move this in line. Okay, and then we're going to offset it. By grab y, negative 0.3. Now it should actually, and we want to actually slide it the other way, don't we? So it might have been right the first time, but we just scale y negative 1. Now it'll stay in the same position, and then it'll slide back. Yeah, so it comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. Now we've always got to line that up. 492. Cool. Cool. Rightio, so now we can duplicate that. Yeah, we'll duplicate that. We'll bring back our files for me. Our start is at 60 and our end is at, doesn't exist, like I said. And we'll vary the heights as well to get rid of that artifact. Go on this. Rightio, when does that? $120. So you need to go to 120. What are you at? That's 492, isn't it? Easy. And we're on the wrong thing. So we want it to come back in. What am I looking at? Oh, that's just not lined up, is it? But otherwise fine. Yeah. And then that doesn't need to move at all, because we finished there. So I'll go to like 560. And you're going to be the lowest. You're going to be a little bit higher. Ready up. After projects is actually editor. And in that we have these 5. Build, prototyping, resources, source, and build. That. So when we go into editor, we have 160 and 175, and then we have whatever the hell that is, 465 and 480. Okay, so that one actually just lines up with 465. The gap must be the same. Okay, so that comes in with editor. And that actually lines up too. Looks like at 200. Wonder if this one lines up. Yeah, right, yeah. This wrong. Editor. Come out of editor. Oh, let me get back into editor. We do it at the wrong time. No, we do it at the right time. No, we do it at the wrong time. We need when res goes out, which is at 422. Okay, and then this moves out at 465. Radio. Next is going to be next is build, isn't it? Yeah, because we go into this build folder. And that just has editor.exe in it. And we edited the wrong one. This is going to be files for build. So we are live from 200. Until 280. We actually don't go forwards, we go backwards, so we can actually cut out the whole middle. Do that. Bang. Is that done? Then we have files for resources. And in resources we just have right, Johnny. And Rajana's the same, we don't go any further than that, so that'll come out at some point. Oh no, I lied. Oh, we actually do go further. So we go... So at 181, we're actually going further, so we can do so we'll move this down. We're actually gonna copy this. We're gonna copy this. We're gonna copy this. Gonna do this, move her down, so it's gonna go in, we're gonna move it forwards, at 331. And it's going to come back out at your 381. So we're going to take this, flip it. Line that up with 381. Bang, that's going to come out. And then 422 and 422. I can get rid of this. We have build has editor. We get out of that. Go into resources. Go into Rajani. Get out of that. Get out of that. Oh yeah. Right, we've actually been streaming for an hour and all I've done is animate this thing. Cool, where are we up to? This might be the only thing we animate tonight, to be honest. We might worry about actually programming it in the future. So I'm holding shift. But yeah. So then we obviously have to do this one too. And our files are we can read it. We're gonna have bold, we're gonna have, that's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna have bold, we're gonna have light, medium, regular, semi-bold. Cool, that's renamed, that's renamed. Now we're gonna move it in line with this. Again, we don't go forwards with this one. So we're just gonna go forwards and then backwards. That's at 331. So we can delete the whole middle bit. It's gonna start at 331. We're just going to go forwards, and we're not going to go forwards again. We're just going to go backwards. That. And we go backwards at 381. Radio. That might be our whole Right, we need stuff in here. When build goes out at 280. This needs to start going in. We'll do the fade first. And I've done the wrong thing. That's this. We want the files. We want what it was meant to be in editor. So we want files, editor, this stuff. Okay, so we want it to go in again. That. Yeah, and we'll see what happens after that. So what res we want. Build. That was 280, wasn't it? Yep. This is going to go in at 280. Bang, you're in there. And we want it to come in, and then want to actually just go straight back out. Makes sense. That'll be at 310. So what we want it to do then we'll go scale y, -1, flip that. Why the hell have we got? Righto. That should be constant. So that should be alive. We should get straight back out of that, but we don't. We go in. Oh, we do go out, but it's at the wrong time. It's meant to be 310. Yep. Rightio. So we should go into our users folder. And maybe we just start in there because we don't have files listed here. No. Anyway. I might just animate it, to be honest. Right, so we go into my folder. Projects, editor, build. We come out of build. Then we come out of, oh yeah, we go into editor, we go into resources. We go into Rajani. Come out of Rajani. Come out of resources. Come out of editor. Come out of projects. Righto. So we might just, yeah, we might just start in this, to be honest. And for this. You can start at 1. Right, yeah, so that's what navigating should look something like when it's animated. also going to have we'll go we're also going to have our cursor. And that's actually wrong. I'm just going to eyeball this. But yeah, it's going to be our cursor. That's fine. Might go like that. We're going to copy and paste it. We're going to make one that's bigger. What if we just give it a y of 0? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What if we just give it a y of 0? Just literally put it in the middle. Yeah, that'll do. We'll grab you, we'll grab you, we'll grab you, we'll put you up here somewhere. We want a very thin bar, we want to scale it a little bit out this way. Oh. Yeah. We'll call this like frame. We'll call this separator. just go 1. The reason we use a mission is because you can just blast the strength up and it gets wider as you go higher. Right, so it's like light. Right, it looks brighter as you go brighter. And if you want the actual color, you just sort of just go 1. We don't want the actual color, we want a lot dimmer than the actual color. And we want even dimmer than that actually. And now bar, now cursor can be similar thing. Go like 1. Radio. And the last thing I'm going to do is animate these cursors. This will be the cursor 4. It's our first one. We won't do the first one, we'll do projects. So we need 120. We need to go. We'll do the X positions first and then we'll worry about Y positions. Oh. Oh yeah. But yeah, you have to match those. They're alpha. Cool. That will make those exponential. Rightio. They can be blended. And cool, we've obviously got to do wide positions as well, so if we grab that, how kind of far is it to the next one? It's so close to being 0.1, so if we grab by 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, that seems pretty close to be honest. So we might move by 0.1 then. That's an easy way to do it. So that's our cursor for projects. We're going to need a cursor for my folder. We're going to start with it in place. We're going to move when we get to, well, where we had keyframes before, 120. And then right at the end, I guess where those keyframes there are, 492. We'll grab these guys, move them forward, 492. Cool. Yeah, again, we're not worried about the Ys. After projects is editor. We can actually just look at the previous cursors when it moves out, I guess. Go 160. That should line up too. And when does this go out? 422. Rightio. We have build. That's 200. So we'll line that up. And that's 422. We will line that up. We have to find the end here when we move into the next. Oh no, we move back so we can actually just cut out the middle. Or am I wrong? I am very wrong. We want to go forwards in the build. And then we don't go forwards, we go backwards like this, don't we? So we actually can delete that, we can copy that. And we leave build at 280. Okay. Oh, and that's it, right, so I was right. And then we go into resources. I'm going to copy this one because it's got 4 transitions, not 2. Yeah, so we go into resources. When do we go into resources? 310. I haven't been lined up today. It should be 330. Okay, and the last one. We're going to go in, and we're going to go, we're going to go in, and we're going to go out again at 381. Rightio, easy money. And we missed that again. Which looks something like this, doesn't it? So It's at 280. We lined that up somehow. Incredible. That'll be lined up. We're going to go back into editor. Then we're going to go, yeah, that's right. We're going to go into editor. Then when we go into resources, we want to go line you up with 310. And line you up with 310. Radio. Radio. And so if we start with you here, let's start with you here and we'll say we're going to move the Y. Y.1. In the other direction. Okay. Yeah, righto. So if your dimensions are like, well, they go 0.2 meters. We go by a factor of 1. Maybe it's like relative to the origin. So that's actually 0.1 meters. And that's 0.1 meters. Yeah, so the offsets. The origins are offset by 0.2 meters. Okay. So it's actually like. Why don't we offset it by 0.1 in here? If we go minus 0.1. What on earth? Yeah, what? Get rid of these. And let's get rid of this as well because we don't want it keyframed on that one. We want it keyframed on this one. We're gonna go 20. And I don't know if we removed all the yeah, right. Right, so we want to go Y position, keyframe it, move forward 20 frames, which is a third of a second, minus 0.1. Go. We're gonna go exponential out again, so it feels light and smooth. Incredible. Radio, we're gonna go in here, and that should move it. Oh, it feels a bit slow. Let's run it at 60, yeah. That feels a bit slow to be moving. What did we do? We did it even shorter, didn't we? We did a quarter of a second. We do a quarter of a second. If we do a tenth of it, not a tenth, if we do a sixth of a second, I guess it is. Yeah, 60 frames and 10 frames. Grab X minus 5. That feels a bit snappier. And again, it's a smaller state change, right? You're just moving the cursor down. But maybe it should be faster. Not that it's that much faster, but you can imagine a longer animation implies sort of a bigger state change, like we're changing directories. Right, more new information. Or more information change. Anyway, we need this, and we'll just go this. And we're going to get down to project. So we're going to do this. We need one more. Right, yeah. Then, if we select everything, and we get rid of our Y location, or our make this invisible, but we don't actually want it to be invisible, we want it to be locked. And I'm going to shift everything forward until we've actually moved down. But now, we're going to go righto. Not quite what we were going for. Oh, right, well. Maybe if we did the rest of the keyframes, it'll work. Then you can go in. Okay, and then we go into editor. We go into build. We go back. And then we're gonna have to move this into resources. And we said it was going to be 10 frames, so we'll go 10 frames forward. Okay, that is one movement. So we move back to editor. We actually could move it down as we're moving it, couldn't we? Right, so we need that. Need move down again. And we're at resources, we can move into resources. Not sure why that's there. Cool. I can just stay there for the end. Yep. We go back. As long as it's past here that we're moving into it, that's fine. Because that's when the state actually changes. Well, the state changes here. Now our cursor is for resources. We could go in. We could go in from here if we wanted. But yeah, that's fine. Right, and then everything should be working. This is what we want to do to our editor in the future at some point. We've just spent an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes animating these. So we're not going to get that done tonight. The other thing I might do and if we want it to be a loop, I guess we gotta like this. Can we control click it? No. Can we shift click it? Can we alt click it? No. We grab all these. And we, well, after we move back, I guess. Scale 1, -1. We're going to go to the end here. And I guess any time after here, after we move back, we can move more back up. That looks very long. Rightio. I'm going to do one more thing. And it's going to be the strength of this. So we're going to brighten it every time we go forwards. When we go backwards, we can't really brighten it. That'd be kind of stupid. You wouldn't want to brighten the current one because that'd be stupid, and you wouldn't really want to brighten the one before it because the one before it didn't really do anything. Right. Like if you mentioned the cursor as like a thing. When you're going forward, you're telling the cursor to go forward and it sort of like flashes. But if you're going backward, it wouldn't really flash, like it's not selecting this, is it? It's just going back. So if flashing would be kind of weird. Because that would like insinuate that you're selecting this. So we won't do anything when we go backward, and we'll flash when we go forward. If we want to change it later, we can. So here's where we go forward. So we're going to go instant high, and we're going to like fade down. So at 211, strength will be that. 212, we'll like double it. And then we'll let it fade back. Like that. So we do a little flash. Not that you can particularly see it. Unless we go a bit higher. We could. Or we could go like 1. 1 might be the go. Or we could have it stay flashed for longer. We're doing like an instant flash because like that's sort of how you. We want to like mimic the real world, right? So we did that with our animations. And in the real world, with your eyes, when there's a bright thing, you have like, it flashes bright, and the brightness is like instant. And then because the way your eyes work, it like fades out. Sorta. And it's also sort of like how an old bulb works, right? Like the light is like instant, then like fades out. Feels like natural-ish. Yeah, maybe that's a bit fast. It also does also go over outside the edge technically, which is a bit, well, so does the text. But I guess you could just widen this. Not that you're really going to notice. Right, so that's that one. So we're going to 1, aren't we? From point 1 to 1. We want this cursor. We want this cursor. We're going to go exponential out. And for build, the same thing. No, we don't, because we don't enter anything in build. We just go backwards. And we want to do the same thing here. Copy you. Copy you, copy you. And we want to do, we go down, down, then line it up here. Resources needs 1 too. That's fine, that goes back, that goes back, that goes back, that goes back. Rightio. So our cursor, like, when it flashes feels like it like selects the folder. And so it flashes to indicate that. And actually the Windows File Explorer does it as well. And it's just all the files that flash. But we select it. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Nope, it's just all the files flash for you. You don't need it. Incredible. Alright, well. Let's go layout. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Camera. Active camera. A lot of the materials might actually be dither blended instead of normal blended. But anyway, it's alright. We're not rendering it just yet. Yeah, it's a bit long, isn't it? 954. Why is it 900 frames long? Cool. That's a bit better. So our flash makes sense, right? It conveys to the user that the cursor is like selecting the thing. Our animations make sense. They're fast. They ease out, so it feels like the thing that you're like moving is light, right? Because in the real world it would have inertia and it would take a bit of time for it to like build up speed, but since it builds up speed pretty well instantly, they feel light and they still ease out, which is how we would expect things to behave in the real world. Yeah, and you can see here all the cursors, they sort of belong. You can tell by the fact that we have like 6 cursors. They actually belong to the directory. There's not just one cursor, right? Like you could, when you go into a file, you could move the cursor down, but we don't. We just have it move backwards and fade out with the rest of the files, as if the cursor is actually like belonging to the directory along with the files. Which is in line with how it behaves, right? Because when you go back to a folder that you were previously in, the cursor actually stays where it is, right? When we go backwards here, when we go back to resources, you can see the cursor is still there, right? It behaves like that. So it makes sense that we would actually move the cursor out with the files. Each of these like directories in your head and how they act. They're actually like separate pages. It's not just pure data. And the animations let us like convey that. So right. I've been a nerd. That's getting saved, and that's about it.